Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Kistler O'Brien podcast. I'm Tyler Chumbar with Kistler O'Brien Fire Protection as we are getting set for a brand new edition of the KOB podcast. If you want to go back and check any previous episodes, you can find those on our YouTube channel, Kistler O'Brien Fire Protection. Make sure you subscribe and like all those videos as well. Or if you prefer the audio-only version, you can find those wherever you get your favorite podcasts at Apple, Spotify, etc. For today's episode, going to talk to another member of Team KOB about some exciting changes upcoming here for one region in particular, but for the organization overall, as I welcome Dwayne Engle to the podcast. Dwayne, thanks so much for a few minutes of your time and joining us here on the podcast.
And thank you for having me.
Sure thing. And Dwayne is the branch manager for our South Central branch located in Reading, Pennsylvania here at Kistler O'Brien, and we'll talk about all the excitement coming up with that branch here as the episode goes along, Dwayne. But in particular, I just mentioned your title, branch manager. What exactly does that entail here at KOB?
Well, that's a big question. It entails a lot. It's the day-to-day, right? That's of course part of it, right? I own and am responsible for everything that happens in South Central, and that's a great thing, right? So we have a great team down there, and I work on the day-to-day. I work with them. I have a very open relationship with everybody on my team, from managers to techs to service coordinators, and I think that's the way it has to be, right? You build that relationship, and I try to guide and mentor them, and I do the normal things like worry about the per tech per day, worrying about what the schedule is, but there's three things that really I focus on. Of course, that's the revenue, and that's making sure that we're trying to get the number that we need for KOB. But the biggest part is making sure we're doing good quality inspections and customer service. I mean, that's where the rubber hits the road. That's really important, right? We want that customer to feel very comfortable with us, right? We want them to understand that we're there to help them be safe and support keeping them safe, their business safe, their associates safe. And then on the other hand, the other point is the focus on the techs, right? Making sure that they're doing the quality inspections, making sure that they're doing good customer service with a smile, making sure that customer feels welcome with the techs, asking the right questions, coaching the customers. And then the third part of that is working with the other branches, right? I really love the one team, one goal mentality. I love working with the other branches, making sure that we're all working on the right things to ensure that KOB is successful, and also Encore now. So just the day-to-day, right? I'm very hands-on, very involved. I love to know what my managers are doing all the time. I love to check the board and the ticket board to see that the schedule's going up and that we're doing the right work, and then to follow up with the customer. So all those things are important. And then the last thing is growth of South Central. That's what they paid me to come here to do, to grow South Central. And that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're in the process of doing.
Sure, and we'll dive into that growth and the upcoming excitement with that in a little bit. And appreciate you kind of going behind the curtain there on your daily life and on the operations overall. So we talked a lot about South Central Pennsylvania, the branch there. We say corporate-wise that KOB serves the tri-state area, right? So we're looking at primarily the eastern half of Pennsylvania, all of New Jersey, but we kind of dip into a lot of other nearby states, Delaware, Maryland, etc. But where is the bread and butter for the South Central region? If folks are like, where does that office really drive to every day? Where are you guys at? What's the main kind of focus? I mean, you guys go in a lot of counties in the region, but where are you mainly serving?
Right. So we do have a huge area, right? We have maybe one of the biggest areas, maybe not the most populated, but
geographically
huge, right? So, I mean, we go down south to Lancaster, York area, right? We go up north to Tioga County, northwest to Harrisburg, all the way down to southwest Gettysburg. I mean, so we have a very big area. We are located right now in Berks County in Reading, and we are moving. We are moving into a newer, bigger location. But yeah, we serve that whole area. We drive a nice distance, but it's more centralized now that the branch has has grown a little bit and is down in that South Central region.
Sure. And you mentioned that the growth of the branch and the upcoming office movement as well. The location in Reading, Pennsylvania has been in existence for quite some time for KOB,
right,
ever since they expanded into that region decades ago, prior to both you and I being members of Team KOB. But now, like you said, it's now not just an office, it's a branch, meaning it's got
right,
sprinkler inspection and maintenance, engineered systems for fire alarm, suppression inspection and maintenance, in addition to the portable fire extinguishers, the E-lights, those other types of products. That service has always been working out of that office location for some time. Right. So now that it's a branch location, as we call it, what does that mean for KOB's customers, particularly in the South Central region, now that those other departments are there?
Well, number one, it means a bigger presence in South Central area, right, for our customers. It means quicker response time. It means better quality of service. We are right there now, and it's a one-stop shop, right? So for many years, we had standard products down there where we're doing the portables, we're doing the E-lights, we're doing the suppression systems in the kitchens, and that's a great division, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to South Central Standard Products. I mean, those guys do a great job. But now we've added engineered service alarm, right? We've added sprinkler, and we have some great techs, and we hired a great manager, and we're moving on up. We're looking to take over South Central area. Mm-hmm. We're looking to provide that customer service and that good quality. And now we're right there, homegrown.
Sure.
Right? So it gives us a better opportunity to serve our customers better within that region. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a plus for the customers, They're going to see similar techs all the time. They're going to have the same quality of service all the time now. And I think it's just a great move. And I hope the people in the South Central region are happy, because I know I'm ecstatic about it.
Sure. So, in particular, it's going to be faster response times, like you said, more local service. Instead of somebody coming from the Lehigh Valley or the Delaware Valley, you have local technicians who, that's their home base every day, right, and they're going to just be there in the South Central region. And that team of people that are working out of that branch is only going to grow from here as well. So just a couple of things and that really comes into play when you're talking 24/7 emergency service, mm-hmm, things like that, like minutes count to avoid downtime. We understand that at Kistler
yes.
O'Brien, and to say, our tech is coming from New Jersey or Bethlehem or Easton. No,
right,
our technician is coming from Hamburg. He's right there,
yep,
ready to go to come serve that customer's needs, which
right,
is
yeah,
huge.
he's going to be there in a matter of minutes instead
mm-hmm.
of maybe a half an hour or an hour. So it's just a plus for the customers, right? And really, the standard products division has been there. Those guys know that region. It's a plus for them too.
Sure.
Right? So.
Yes, certainly a huge thing. And diving into another point that you kind of said is an excitement that we'll be sharing here externally even more so. But this the first kind of foreshadowing or announcement is that we're moving. The Kistler O'Brien South Central office is moving from Reading to Reading, but a different part of Reading.
Correct.
Same address in Reading, or a city I should say, but it's going to be a different mailing address, just a few miles away. But the new location is bigger warehouse space because we have more needs with different products,
correct,
as we just talked about with new departments. More parking, better located off major throughways for walk-in service, correct, customers, for portable fire extinguishers, and then also just the ability to house more office staff as well. You mentioned you hired a new manager. You're down there as well. We went from an office space that just needed a couple service coordinators, one manager, and a few techs.
Right.
Now take that, times it by 3, because you just added 2 new departments with more growth on the horizon.
Right.
So you've been heavily invested in your daily life, has been now to get that office location up, running, and an upcoming ribbon cutting in a few weeks. Stay tuned for that. So how excited are you, the team, with everything, finding this spot, and then obviously getting it close to launching it and moving in?
I mean, for me, it's a dream coming true. I tell you, it was a great challenge to take this on for me. I've worked in the same industry for 20 years, coming out of that, doing something different, so the challenge was awesome. And really, the guys down in South Central deserve this move. They do hard work. I have a great manager down there from Standard Products. I have great techs down there. The new manager that we brought on, very knowledgeable. He deserves it, and the new techs are doing great. We have 2 brand new techs, one in alarm, one in not Standard Products, but sprinkler. And man, they're just taking off, They're already doing work on their own. They had a great trainer in sprinkler, helping get that sprinkler tech ready. And it's just, a dream come true. It's brighter, bigger, better, and that's what KOB is all about.
Yeah, so stay tuned to our website and to our social media. We'll be talking a little bit more about that and letting you know when our office will officially be open there and services will be available coming out of that location. But for those of you that are in Berks County, in Reading, don't fear if you use the walk-in service. It's not much farther, and it's only going to be a place that we can better serve you on a daily basis. So that'll be exciting.
And bigger, we'll have more supplies. So sometimes people come in and we'll have to say, we'll have to send it to the shop or something. We might have it right there now, even more so. So
very true.
Win-win.
Yeah, very true. If you're looking for a swap or buy new portable down there in the South Central region. You mentioned there, Dwayne, that you were in a different industry for quite some time, and then you moved into the fire protection industry. What has stood out to you in the few months? I mean, you've been closer to a year, time's flying now, that you've been in life safety, in fire protection after coming from a different industry. What has stood out to you the most about Kistler O'Brien and the industry overall?
Well, number one, my lack of knowledge when I first started, right? I mean, wow, the systems and the things that go into the inspections and the quality of inspections. I will tell you that, in the industry I came from, we had, fire extinguisher inspections and we had sprinkler inspections. And when I went on the ride-alongs, it was eye-opening. I mean, eye-opening. I can't say that enough. When I seen a guy weighing a fire extinguisher, I asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm weighing this." He said, "This is part of the inspection." I can tell you, at 20 years in a different corporation, we had people come in and inspect fire extinguishers and portables. Never seen them lift one fire extinguisher off that hook. So it just goes to show the quality of service, and that was very eye-opening. But the other thing here is the knowledge of the people here. When it comes to life safety, equipment, inspection, and the passion for it, it's just amazing. You see people who actually love what they do and love their job and understand that we're here to save lives. That's what we do, right? Does it get any better than that? I mean, I don't think it does. And when you have passionate people who love that kind of thing and are proud of what they do, it just makes it so much worthwhile. So I think those are the two biggest takeaways, or the three biggest takeaways, was my lack of knowledge, the knowledge, and the passion. I mean, that just there creates a great company, which I believe KOB is.
Sure, and I'm sure your knowledge has grown, and I'm sure your passion has grown as well, kind of feeding off of what was already here with the solid employee base, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know there were so many extinguishers, and now I just passed a course for KIDA on suppression systems and things, and I'll tell you, it was nerve-wracking taking the test, but I did a little dance of joy when I passed that thing. It was very, very positive for me because it was like an accomplishment, So, coming into this industry, not knowing anything about it, it was a challenge, and that's why I loved it. That's why I enjoy it, and that's what really makes me want to come to work every day and do my job, is understanding more about it, because it's knowledge and it's growth, and it's all about that, right? We're growing KOB South Central.
Yeah,
I have to grow myself, right, to be the leader I need to be for my associates. So yeah, it's just eye-opening.
Certainly. So you mentioned the growth, and there's more growth to come, and that includes more employees down at the South Central branch, right? You have several open opportunities now. Who knows, down the line, more will come from there. That's the plan at the very least. What would you say to somebody, as yourself, one, the leader of South Central, and two, a fairly newer employee within the first year of your tenure at KOB? What would you say to somebody who's looking to either switch companies in the life safety industry or maybe make their first voyage into the fire protection industry? What would you say about working at KOB to that individual?
Well, first of all, I would say it's a warm family feel here, right? It's a business, but it's not run like a corporate business where it's all fire, brimstone, and get the job done. It's a warm family feel. You can have fun, you can express yourself and have ideas and bring them to the forefront and make it your own. And that's what I love about South Central. I have the opportunity to help my managers and my techs make it our own, along with KOB. The other thing is, again, just the training and the quality and time that is put into technicians here. We're in a training room right now, and if you look around this room, There is nothing but training stuff in here where you can learn how to do alarm systems, sprinkler systems, portables, e-lights. It's amazing, right? And then again, the passion of the people and the knowledge of them, is just, an amazing thing. There's been many times already in my 8 months, almost 9, that I've had a call and asked for help. And the answer is always there somewhere, because we have a lot of tenure here. We have experts here in life-saving fire safety.
Sure.
Right? And that's huge. The last one is, that I think the biggest one, and one of the biggest ones, is the one team, one goal mentality. As we branched out, we have a branch in Del Val, we have the main branch here in Lehigh Valley, but now South Central is coming up, and it's just the teamwork among us to get the job done and the care for our customers. I mean, there is nothing that says customer service more than when you have an emergency call somewhere else, but you don't have any availability, and somebody says, I got that call. I'm going to take that call today, and I'm going to make sure that these people are safe, and we're going to please the customer no matter what region you're in, because that's the KOB way. That's huge. And our customers should know that and need to know that and understand that no matter where we are, we're coming to help you. And I think those are the biggest points of why you want to come here and work for KOB.
That's a great point, and I think a lot of great attributes for Kistler O'Brien, I think would make it an interesting employer for somebody. If you're interested in joining the South Central team or any of our other office locations, we have open opportunities in Delaware Valley, in the Lehigh Valley, as well as in South Central. You can check that out on our website, kobfire.com/careers. Dwayne, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time today. Congrats on all the success so far in South Central. Look forward to the new office opening and all the success and the growth that's to come on the horizon.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, and we're going to keep on saving lives in South Central.
Certainly will. And thank you all for joining us here on this episode of the KOB Podcast. Once again, check out any of our previous episodes on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your favorite podcasts from. Until next time, I'm Tyler Trumbauer with Kistler O'Brien Fire Protection.